Democrats now hold the largest advantage over Republicans when it comes to congressional party favorability. For the first time that wide, at least, in many years. The new Marist poll showing off a majority of voters say they would rather elect a Democrat than a Republican if the midterms were held today. Joining me now, host of The Hill Sunday, senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, Chris Stirewalt. Hello, sir.
You don't get to see that kind of a split very often.
No, you don't. I mean, it goes just like that.
Well,
what do you make of it?
And after a long period of stasis, you saw in that graphic that for all those years, there was no real advantage for Democrats. Think about it this way. For Democrats to win the House, they need to win. There is no national popular vote for the House of Representatives, but they need to get more votes nationally in House races by about 3 points, right? So if you see a generic ballot poll that shows the Republicans and Democrats tied, that means the Republicans are going to win the House. So Democrats need to be ahead. Rural voters, all sorts of reasons why that's true. That's 15 points. And that's after a long time in which the Democrats had no advantage and were frequently behind. Something is up.
So you're a Steelers fan, right?
True.
Like TJ Watt makes a play, bang, game flips, and all of a sudden momentum shifts. Is that what happened? What happened here all of a sudden to get that split over, you know, as it shows, it was so narrow for so long and then bang?
I think it's just too muchness. I think that,
in what sense?
In the sense of just too much of everything all the time.
Okay.
Donald Trump, we should remember, I think has about 80% of his presidency left. It's been a lot, right? And every day we're tearing down part of the White House, or we're putting tariffs on, or we're taking tariffs off, or somebody's giving him a giant gold bar, or he's starting a new business venture, or on and on and on and on and on. And I think the affordability is part of it. I think Epstein is a substantial part of it. It's just too weird, and all of this stuff. But I think it just adds up to a cumulative decision from an electorate that had said, you know what, enough with these Democrats, enough with these Democrats. And Donald Trump has reminded them in a very short period of time, like, don't forget about us. Okay. Don't forget about us.
So Trump's job performance, the White House sees this, and how do they reverse it?
Well, look, I think at a certain point, everybody has to acknowledge that the president and his party, they do not have coterminous motives. They do not have coterminous interests. Donald Trump is not going to face voters again. Republicans are freaking out because they saw the results in New Jersey and Virginia. They're looking at these numbers and they see the bottom dropping out for them next year, and they don't like it. Donald Trump would not like to be impeached again, and he sure will get impeached again if the Democrats take the House. He would not like to be impeached again, but also at a certain point, what does he care, right? He's never been much of a party man. He's wanted the party to be for him, but at a certain point, the divergence between Donald Trump's interests and the interests of the Republicans in Congress will become more and more clear.
Over at the White House, we await to see the signature from the president with this Epstein transparency bill. In the arc of a story, Chris, and I know that nobody can predict the future, obviously, but where are we on the arc here? Because now it seems like the White House is trying to flip this on Democrats, and it may not be the end of this.
I've never seen an administration step on as many rakes in a row and just pow, right in the face, over and over and over again. And for no apparent purpose, watching the president flip on the Epstein question and say, actually, I wanted it the whole time. You're like, what are you doing? And why is it month after month after month? And now they've got a plan together. They're going to say Democrats are worse. Let me let you in on a little secret. Republicans should know. Nobody in the Democratic Party today cares whether Bill Clinton gets in trouble because of his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. The idea that Trump can increase the pain for Democrats and that Democrats will say, no, we don't, please keep the Epstein file secret. No, they don't care.
Chris Stirewalt, host of The Hill Sunday, senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute. Thank you, sir.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.